Need a winter holiday escape? Forget your cares in Fiji. White sand beaches and scuba diving are calling. Your tropical paradise getaway is just one nonstop Fiji Airways flight away. With round-trip fares starting at $899 from LAX or SFO. Or check out great fares to Australia and New Zealand with seamless connections via Fiji. Book now at FijiAirways.com. From here to happiness, flying direct with Fiji Airways.
If you're a last-minute gift shopper, then Instacart is your holiday rescue app this season. No more tracking packages, no more trips to the post office, and no more Christmas gifts arriving in February. Instead, you can just download Instacart to order gifts like beauty, tech, and gourmet goods from local stores and get them delivered in as fast as 1 hour. Plus, right now, you'll get free delivery on your first 3 orders. This offer is valid for a limited time. $10 minimum per order. Additional terms apply. Must be 21 plus to purchase alcohol where available.
Well, hello, my paranormal peeps, and welcome back to another Deep Woods Paranormal podcast. My name is Matt Harvey. I am the founder and lead investigator of Deep Woods Paranormal. I'm also the podcast host, along with my wife Amanda Harvey. We investigate everything paranormal, and so this is the Bigfoot only podcast. So recently we've been getting a lot of questions, mainly Bigfoot oriented. Would I ever shoot a Bigfoot? Probably not. That would be like a last resort. We're working on finding other ways to capture Bigfoot without harming the Bigfoot, maybe tranquilizing it and stuff like that. I think I've talked about this before. But, so yeah, I've been talking to a lot of people. I'm meeting a lot of new Bigfoot people. I'm also meeting a lot of people in the cryptological society and having conversations with them. And then we're also meeting other groups here in Texas that are also pursuing Bigfoot and trying to find him. So, yeah, we're definitely going for it. We're going after it. We're trying to find good places to investigate. Mainly virgin ground somewhere other people haven't been, and they haven't done a whole bunch of howls and stuff like that. The problem with a couple of the areas that they're heavy in, people out there not only mimic howls and screams and all that stuff, hunters also fire off their firearms when they hear those noises, the tree knocks, the screams, the howls, and all that stuff. So I think Bigfoot in certain areas, especially in the hunting areas or places where in the national forests and stuff like that where a lot of people kind of live, they've kind of learned to avoid certain people with, that have a certain look. If you look like a hunter, they probably are going to avoid you. So you're asking what happened with David. We went out, met with our witness David. He is a Bigfoot enthusiast. He's wanting to get into the Bigfoot research field, and so I went and talked to him. I met him once. We tried to find a place to get scat, basically DNA. Everywhere I sent it, it was ridiculous. They're like, oh, we need $10,000 to do this, and the results probably won't be conclusive. You're probably going to get a whole bunch of different DNA from a bunch of different things, plus it's probably contaminated, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, so, and then I went through Bigfoot groups and asked them where they're getting their DNA done, and most of them said don't waste your time with scat. They said they always come back inconclusive. Look for hair samples and skin samples and stuff like that. I'm sure I've shown you guys the little sample tube I have that has a hair and possibly a skin sample on it. I'm still waiting to send that out to somebody. Number one, that hair was out for a very long time and sat in the rain and stuff. I mean, I'm talking about years before it was actually collected and stuff like that. So the DNA in that may not be very good. The rock that Joe gave me is okay, and essentially it had hair sample on the back of it. I have it hanging up on the wall, and because I touched it by accident, so that is not viable anymore. And so I'm looking at that as being contaminated. It's not worth sending out. So we're going to be continue to look for hair samples and stuff like that. Now, David and he took me to a place where he said, oh yeah, you're definitely going to get hair samples. And so we went out to, I think, 2 or 3 different places where we walked into the forest and kind of looked around. We were looking for any signs of Bigfoot activity, meaning there was footprints. There were some tree bends that looked like they were done by Bigfoot and not just blown by the wind. Or we don't really get a lot of snow load here, but we do have a lot of heavy damaging winds that come through the area and stuff like that. So I wanted to make sure that we didn't misunderstand what something was. We definitely heard, at one point I heard a couple knocks, and then in that area, and then the more that we kind of researched around, he's like, okay, there's where the hair sample is. Well, I took the tape measure out and I measured it at, I didn't take the tape measure out. I measured it by reaching up. I'm 6'2", and I figured you have to put me on top of it myself twice to reach where the hair was. So I used, no, not twice, like 1.5 times. The hair was probably at least 12 feet off the ground. So yeah, probably close to about twice of me. But essentially, it was, David thinks that essentially it was maybe reaching up to grab pine cones or something else in the tree. It was eating. It was just kind of snacking on pine cones or whatever else, and it could have been looking for larvae. It could have been looking for anything, and it reached up into the tree and got caught. Some of the hair got caught on the spider webs and stuff that are up there, and so that's basically where he thinks the hair samples came from. Another thing that we were looking at was, what if that came from like a shoulder or neck area and it got tangled up as this thing walked by there. We did find some inconclusive prints. We couldn't confirm or deny that they were Bigfoot prints because they were a little degraded and it was hard to explain what it was. They weren't deep enough to cast. They were very shallow. Unfortunately, in our area, we've had a long period of no rain. And then we had a little bit of rain, and then we went back to no rain again. So that was kind of frustrating. But yeah, I always go out looking for Bigfoot prints after it's rained, essentially. Either the day of or the day after if I can. Usually on a weekend, and that's where I go looking for prints and stuff. But so we were up there looking around. Hey, little guy. Sorry about that. He's got a toy, so again, bear with me. We've got a new puppy, and he's just a ball of energy. Essentially, he's into anything that squeaks. He's all over it. So he's got all the other dog's toys everywhere. It's pretty funny to see him. I think if you can watch back to the last podcast, you'll see Zeus on there. Anyways, getting back to the Bigfoot stuff. So as we kind of walked up and down the trail, we were looking for other places where there could be hair samples or a footprint or whatever. We could see this thing had walked 1 foot in front of the other quite a ways. I don't think Bigfoot's actually basically put, 1 foot next to each other. They put 1 foot in front of each other. And so we were kind of walking up the way, and we only walked about a half mile in. We didn't walk very far in. And we were just looking for any other signs of hair and stuff like that. I was able to collect quite a bit of it. In fact, let me grab it. So on here, I don't know if you can see it. I don't want to touch it with my bare hands.
If you're a last-minute gift shopper, then Instacart is your holiday rescue app this season. No more tracking packages, no more trips to the post office, and no more Christmas gifts arriving in February. Instead, you can just download Instacart to order gifts like beauty, tech, and gourmet goods from local stores and get them delivered in as fast as 1 hour. Plus, right now, you'll get free delivery on your first 3 orders. This offer is valid for a limited time. $10 minimum per order. Additional terms apply. Must be 21 plus to purchase alcohol where available.
Okay, round 2. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper, a woohooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver? I kind of like the high five, but if you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. At ChumbaCasino.com, choose from hundreds of social casino-style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses, so don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18 plus.
You can even see there's some hair here from in here. I was wearing gloves when I grabbed this. There's some pine cones and a few branches and stuff. I think I broke the branch off when I went to take this out. So what I'm going to do is on a separate video, I will go through and pull this out very carefully, and I will put these little hair samples into test tubes or something else where I can basically send them out to go get them tested and see if we did indeed get a Bigfoot. Because I don't know of any animal that was that tall. David and I think we estimated the hair samples to be up at 12 feet in the air. Like I said, I don't know if it was an arm maybe reaching up to grab some kind of food source, or if it was a head and shoulders, or just they walked underneath there and the branch kind of scraped it as it walked by. But whatever it was had to be pretty tall. Those branches were real thin. They weren't capable of holding anything with any weight. So it wasn't these aren't mice hairs or anything like that. They're pretty long. From what I could see, they were probably 6 to 8 inches long. And we'll have to go through and pull them out, see if we can figure out where they came from. So we'll keep you guys posted on that. If you do DNA, or you know somebody who's done DNA for you, if you're another paranormal team or Bigfoot research team, and you've had luck with somebody doing a sample for you, please let me know. You can either message me on Facebook, message me here on YouTube. My cell number is 979-250-0072. My number's all over the internet anyways, so I don't mind if people have it. But if you are calling, please be serious, or messaging me, texting me. Please be serious. I don't want to get reports. I don't want to get false leads. All right? Okay, so David and I, we looked around that area probably for about an hour. We walked around, kind of looked around. Like I said, we found the prints, some possible Bigfoot prints. I can't say they were. And then we moved on. We went up the way to another area, and this is in a hunting area. This is a place he's a hunter. He puts his blind way up about 50 feet in the air, is what he said, which is crazy high. If you're afraid of heights, you're not going to like that at all. But he said, well, I don't want to talk about what he said. I want to have him on one of these days and have him talk about his Bigfoot experiences. We'll have him on the podcast one of these days, hopefully, and have him talk about what he encountered and stuff like that. So he's been talking to me a long time about coming up to that area and taking a look around to see what was up there. And so it's this long, narrow path. A lot of it's basically it's on sandy soil, very uneven. It just took me forever. He's used to it, but it took me forever walking up there, and stupidly didn't wear boots. I wore tennis shoes, thinking it'd be lighter for my feet and would give me a little extra energy. So all you other Bigfooters out there, what do you carry in your kit when you go out to basically do Bigfoot research? Me, I have plaster casting, a bottle of water, and a bag, so I can mix it up and pour the plaster casting. I also carry the little tube samples, so that I can put any hairs or anything else, scat, whatever, into that. And then also I carry tweezers, a tape measure, paper bags like you saw earlier. I carry gloves, of course, like disposable gloves, so that I can put those on, and then, once I'm done with collecting the sample, I can either return them back into my bag if I can get them off without having to fold them over on top of themselves, or just toss them. And then, what else do I carry? Measuring tape. I carry a Sharpie, because I want to write down the location of where I found the samples. And I carry just basically a very, very mild first aid kit, just in case I could fall and get a cut, or somebody falls and gets cut, and whatever else. Just basically a boo-boo kit with some bigger band-aids in there if needed. And then I don't carry a tourniquet or anything with me. I should. And then also, what else do I carry in there? Just basically emergency supplies, matches and a lighter, backup battery bank for my phone if I need to charge my phone. Now, granted, most of the places I go, there's no cell phone service out there. Especially when we went out with David, there was like no cell phone service. He was trying to send me coordinates a couple times, and it was like, oh, okay, well, maybe when we get back to the car. But so he and I walked up this path. We got to the top, and we found some very large wolf prints, which was cool. Would have loved to cast those. I need to get something to go around, like those metal things they sell, to go around the casting and make a circular print instead of just trying to pour the single print into the where the creature stepped. But that'll be in the future. I'm hoping to get something like that and go from there. So yeah, we were up there. As we were walking back, we started hearing tree knocks here and there. David heard a couple whoops, which I did not hear. He's very in tune to the wilderness, which is awesome. I loved being up there with him because he just has so much information and he has so much experience in that area that he essentially knows what these noises are. He can identify things. We identified several food sources, not just for deer, but also for Bigfoot. I mean, if they don't want to hunt a deer, there's berries available to them. There's pine cones available to them. There's all kinds of food source up there. There's different things that they can eat, different grasses and stuff. And talking to David, he said down in the bottoms, kind of like over at Joe's, there's cane. There's cane, bamboo. And for you out there that think Bigfoot's a Gigantopithecus, that's what they used to eat. They used to eat bamboo. So I know at Joe's, he's telling me that there's been some damage over in his bamboo grove. I have not been up there in a while. He's about 4 hours away from us out in East Texas, so we need to get back up there. I talk to him like once a week. Joe's, you've probably heard me here talk about Joe's a million times, but his situation is amazing. He's got so many, I mean, he's just like Bigfoot territory. He's right in the dead middle of it. And these Bigfoots aren't afraid of him, and they will come walking out of the forest and watch him, and as soon as he kind of glances up, they duck back in. But he's seen him walk like through the middle of his property, and they'll come up to his windows, and they've tried to open the doors before, and every single Bigfoot report you can basically find, he's experienced it. Rocks thrown at his trailer rocked, which if you remember me talking to LJ the other day, he was saying that his trailer got rocked while they were out there in the oil fields. So yeah, I mean, just crazy. So the more I kind of researched with David, we came back down the trail. It took us forever because I was slower than a rock being pushed down up a hill. But note to self: don't ever not wear boots again on a Bigfoot investigation. My ankles were so sore from the time we got to where we were going to the time we got back. It just took me forever to get back down, and it was extremely hot and very humid. So I think it was like 93 or 94, but it felt like it was 100 and something. All right, guys. So yeah, that went well. Had a good investigation with David. We're going to continue to follow up with David. He's going to kind of work with us as part of our team to continue to investigate the Sam Houston National Forest and go from there. So if you can share us on social media or any other platform, whether you're on our YouTube channel or on our speaker channel, or you're on one of our affiliated podcast locations, iHeartRadio or whatever, if you'll do us a favor and please just share our podcast. If you like our podcast, it really helps us. We're continuing to grow. We're getting a bigger fan base. We appreciate you guys' support so much for the channel and stuff like that. So thank you all again. We really appreciate you. I can't say it enough. And like I said, we'll catch you on the next one.
With the Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
This is your captain speaking. We've got clear runway and the weather's fine, but we're just going to circle up here a while and get lucky. No, nothing like that. It's just these cash prizes add up quick. So I suggest you sit back, keep your tray table upright, and start getting lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Check out great deals at Safeway. This week at Safeway, 1 pound of strawberries or 6 ounces of blueberries, raspberries, or blackberries are 3 for $12. Member price. Plus get value packs of USDA Choice Boneless Beef Tri-Tip Roast, untrimmed twin packs for $3.87 per pound with digital coupon. Limit 2 packages. And local green or red seedless grapes for the member price of $1.88 per pound. Also at Safeway, 16 ounces of Jenny O Turkey. Selected varieties are buy one, get one free. Visit Safeway.com or head in store for more deals.